So we're finally ready to redo our downstairs powder room, and I am very, very excited. So we've been living in our new construction duplex now for about a month and a half, and the only thing that we've managed to do is paint all of the common spaces Chantilly Lace by Benjamin Moore. And I am so excited to finally get one room completely finished. This was the first room before we even bought the house where I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. It did take me a minute to land on what I wanted to do. We had thought maybe board and batten or doing beadboard all the way through. But ultimately, I was watching Kristen from the Lifestyle Co. and I saw that her powder room, she had done a brown lime wash. And instantly I knew that my powder room needed to be brown. Currently, this powder room just lacks character. It's very builder grade from the oval mirror to the cheap vanity light, and I'm hoping to pack as much personality in here as possible. We also need a storage solution to house things such as toilet paper and extra hand towels, but also allows for some extra decor. We're keeping all of the black hardware in here and accentuating them by painting the whole room Barista by Benjamin Moore, which is a creamy velvety chocolate brown. The decor style for the space is moody, eclectic, and vintage, with a touch of modern to make the space feel fresh. Being the first room makeover in our new house, and a small but significant space, I really want to make a bold statement and set the tone for the rest of the house. Let's get started. Clothes. Changed. Lunch. Ate. Hotel. Trivago. Alright, so it's time to get started. I kind of want to paint the whole room by tonight. It is a little after 1 p.m. I feel like I'm going to be painting forever. So what I need to do, I don't think I'm going to paint the trim. I think I've decided against painting the trim. So I need to tape around all of the trim. I need to tape around the sink. And then I also need to figure out how to take down the mirror. And I have never switched lights before, but I've watched Matt do it about 100 times, so it can't be that hard. I think I'm going to start by trying to take down this mirror. All right, so it has these little plastic screws on them. Something tells me that it's also glued to the wall, so I guess we'll see. Also, something tells me these weren't even like hung in studs. Oh! I don't think it was glued on there. I think they probably put it on like after freshly painting and the paint was what was making it stick to the wall. All right, so I'm gonna figure out this lighting situation and I think I'm gonna just do it off camera because I don't know how long it's going to take and I'm a little nervous. So next clip, I will hopefully have the light off. I did it. Now they did when they installed it, they put, I don't even know what this is. So I have to figure out how to scrape that off. I need to patch all these holes, tape, and then we can paint. Woo! It's so beautiful. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look like the chocolate fountain in Willy Wonka? Wow. I just like can could eat it right now. All right, let's get this shit on the walls. So we're gonna have to make a trip to the hardware store because somebody didn't clean the trim brushes all the way and they're a little stiff. This guy I could probably use, but I just don't want to like ruin it. This guy who is like the best trim brush, no. Somebody used him for the white and it's, I just want to. So I got the brush, but then I also decided something on my little excursion. I think I'm going to go ahead and paint the trim and the back of the door because I think it'll be more impactful that way. And I think the problem with brown sometimes is that it can lean a little too Tuscan. And I don't want that. And I don't want the white trim to give it more of a traditional vibe. So I think I'm just gonna go all brown. Everything except the ceiling. The ceiling's gonna stay white, but everything else is gonna be brown. Alrighty, so here's how it's looking after just edging all the stuff that I needed to get with a brush. I had to bring a lamp in here because it's getting dark outside. It is currently 4:53. I also dropped paint on the tile. Fun fact, if you drop paint on your tile, it's best to just let it dry and then scrape it up later. But yeah, about to start rolling it on. Okay. I mean, there's literally no turning back now. What would I do? What would I do? Just put paint on the wall, Hunter. Oh, it's like chocolate. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and slap the first coat on, hopefully really fast, and then I'll check in after the first coat's done. All right, here is the first coat. It looks a little rough, but I love the way it's turning out. It is incredibly dark in here, which is great. Wow, on camera you can see all of the spots that it's gonna need touched up. I knew that it was going to need a second coat, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I will pick this back up in a little over 12 hours. All right, so I literally just rolled out of bed, made my coffee, feeding the dogs right now. I haven't been into the powder room yet to see what the first coat actually looks like. So maybe we could do that together. It's so dark. Oh my god. Like the walls look like they're like chocolate. Like I look like I'm inside like a Hershey's chocolate bar. Wow. And the first coat actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna need one more coat in here. See, and this is why you wait for the paint to dry before you take it up, because now it's just going to peel up instead of like having to wipe it off. So it just peeled up, like super simple. And then for some of the stuff that looks like it's like smeared in, nail polish remover usually takes it off. So I'm gonna try nail polish remover on here, but yeah. So if you get paint on your tile floors or even like your hardwood laminate floors, don't worry, because just wait for it to dry and then it should fill up. No problem. Okay, so I just finished the second coat completely. It didn't take too long. I'm gonna wait for it to dry. Honestly, I won't know what it looks like until I get a light in here. So once it dries down for a little bit, I'm going to install the light for in here. Wow, this lighting is not right. But I'm gonna wait for this to dry and then I'm going to install the vanity light in here and then see what we're looking like. It doesn't look too bad from what I can tell, which is good. I am obsessed with this color. I'm obsessed. When I was telling people I was painting the bathroom brown, I kind of got some weird looks, but I'm very, very, very excited for this color. Okay, moment of truth. Just installed the light, just turned the breaker back on. Let's see if it works. Shut up! Shut up! Oh my god! Yes! So it's the next day, and all I did yesterday was finish the second coat of paint. I put all of the hardware up. Oh, I put a freaking light up by myself, which is kind of insane to me. And then I spray painted the wall plates, the outlet cover, and the light switch cover. I spray painted those black. Well, okay, so I actually painted them the same color as the walls. And then after they dried, I just didn't like the way they looked. It wasn't giving me anything. So I went to the hardware store and I was gonna get brass ones, but I didn't like any of the brass options that they had. They were all very 90s. Like my bathroom would have looked like it came out of the 90s. And so I thought, okay, I'll just do black then. And I was looking and the black plates were like $10. A can of spray paint was $6. So I grabbed the spray paint and it looks fine. So the only things left to do now are to hang the mirror and put in the storage unit that I found at Goodwill. And then I need to figure out some sort of window treatment. I'm torn between doing like a Roman shade or like a balloon shade where it like ties at the bottom, or just doing cafe curtains. It's a weird sized window, I feel like. So all of the curtains that I'm finding are just like a hair too big. I'll look around today, see what I can find. But yeah, hopefully we can finish the bathroom today. Matt hasn't been here all week, so he doesn't know what the bathroom looks like. So hopefully I can get this done today and then surprise Matt tomorrow. Let's do this. All right, so like I said, this is the bathroom in its current state. It's pretty empty. I put all the hardware back on, the plate covers. I put an air freshener in here to help get rid of the paint smell. So here on our dining room table, I have some of the decor that I want to put in there or that I'm playing with putting in there. This little vase, maybe the singing bowl, which I just like the color of it. I think it's cute. And then if you go back and see the first video that I've posted, I found this jar at an antique store in Boulder City, and it's one of my favorite finds because it smells like old tobacco, which is great. Some books we could style on the shelves, like this Van Cleef book that I found at an antique store that's pretty much the same color as the wall, which love that for me. And then down here, I've started building the gallery wall. All of the frames in this gallery wall, well, all the frames in general that I have around my house pretty much, are all thrifted or antiqued. Some of these have their original artwork in them. Some of them I've found. These two black and white prints I actually painted yesterday because I thought something needed to be bold on the wall. And also I'm going for this modern, eclectic, vintage look. And I thought the bold black and white brought in a little bit of that modern against some of these antique and vintage frames. And then this mirror I'm obsessed with. I found it at Goodwill for $4. Look at how amazing that is. $4. Somebody was getting rid of this? Are you kidding? So here is the storage shelf that I found at Goodwill. It was $12. After scouring Facebook Market and all of the thrift and antique stores in Las Vegas, I stumbled upon this guy, and it wouldn't have been my first choice, but at the end of a long search, it works and it's gold and it helps again bring in that modern element to the space. So this I thought was a pretty good find, and I don't hate it, and it checks off all the boxes that I needed for the bathroom, so I thought, why not? Okay, so I've been holding off showing this because I'm very, very, very excited about it. This also took a little bit of finding. I knew pretty much since buying this house, since we went under contract with this house, I knew that this bathroom was going to be brown, but I knew I wanted to get rid of that oval mirror and replace it with an antique mirror. I didn't know what kind of antique mirror, what style, but I found this mirror at an antique store for $35, and I could not pass it up. Are you ready to see it? Look at her. Look at her. She's gorgeous. I love her. I love pretty much everything about it. I love the detailing in the glass, the lines that go down the side, so it adds a little bit of dimension and texture. I also love the kind of organic mercury glass vibe that it's giving, where some of the mirror has faded away from the back and it's black and it's like streaked. I love that. Before I found this mirror, I thought about DIYing an antique mercury glass mirror, because this is just a powder room, so the mirror doesn't need to be like crazy functional. And then I was just strolling through one of my favorite antique stores out here, and I found this guy just kind of propped up. Oh, so it was marked $35. The whole booth was 25% off, so it was less than $30. I couldn't not get it, and it just fits this space so well. I'm really excited to finally hang it on the wall. I'm just like staring at the gallery wall, and I have been for a few minutes now. It's like, oh, I love when like I have something in my head and it's easily translated into real life. I think it's time for just some final touches, and then I think the space is done. Wow. Okay. So let's take a look at this space before. It was very builder grade and lacked any personality. With an oval mirror and basic vanity light, it just wasn't giving me any of the character I knew this bathroom was begging for. Not to mention the walls were very builder gray, as I call it, and I knew they just had to go. Let's see how some paint and secondhand finds completely transform this space in 3, 2, 1. my God, I am so excited to have one space completely finished and decorated in the brand new house. It feels so good. I love how it turned out. It turned out exactly like I had envisioned in my head. I spent all last night FaceTiming people to get their reactions and prove the naysayers wrong when I said I was painting my powder room brown, and show them how just luxurious it turned out. I'm so excited with how it turned out. Hopefully this is the first of many videos where we're making over rooms in the house. I'm so excited to tackle the rest of the house. This has kind of kicked my butt into gear into wanting to finish the rest of the house. So if you watched to this point of the video, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I have a couple other videos up. If you want to check those out, that would be great. All my socials are linked below if you care to follow me. Other than that, I hope everyone has a fantastic day and stay tuned for more makeover videos.